G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the east side of the map, playing as the Malians in the color pink, we've got _Hallis. And his opponent towards the west side of the map, playing as the Mongols. You will know him from Red Bull Walla Lol. He did quite well, making it all the way to the quarterfinals in the color green, playing very happily on this Mongols, his favorite civilization. It's Recon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ancient Spires. We are here on this map in a ranked match, and these players are looking to grind it out. Now, Hallis, I know, is an Age of Empires 2 player. I must have casted one of his games before because there was something in my head that was just like, this guy's played Age of Empires 2 before. Fortunately, we've got Dave AoE on site, and he has confirmed, yes, Hallis is indeed an Age of Empires 2 player. So we've already casted one Age of Empires 2 player today. And he had a very obviously Age of Empires 2 style to him. Age of Empires 2 players, I think, they have a proclivity to wall up their bases. And really go for that quite early, so you'll see that around the 3-minute, the 4-minute mark. So I'm curious whether we see Hallis do the same thing, or whether he looks to play it a little bit more open, which is quite common in Age of Empires 4. I think players are a little bit more focused on spending those early resources on, you know, military units rather than walling up. But we do see him looking to go for an early pit mine, so not going to be docking the close ponds that he's got. He's actually got 2 close ponds here. We can see that for Recon as well, he's got 2 close ponds on his side. Now, if I'm Recon, I'm thinking about exactly what he's doing right now. And, you know, Recon, he's a Mongol main through and through. He loves it. Can you guys see that? I'm not sure if you guys saw that. It looks like there's a little bit of, like, heat. Can you see that? This right here, these are Dark Templars from the Protoss. What is that? You guys are seeing that as well, right? It's not just me. Like, there is very clearly Dark Templars moving around that barracks. Look, oh, there it goes, look at it go. Okay, anyway, we move forward. we move on, because Hallis is adding more villagers over to wood. That's a lot of villagers, and he's gone for a lumber camp as well, so not going to be going off any stragglers. He's got 1, 2, 3 stragglers all back here. I think he might be going out, like, he was probably going to be docking this up, which I think is the right choice. The one thing you've got to be so careful of is with a dock is the potential for your enemy to come in and burn it down, but I suspect that's probably not going to happen just because of how close the town center is going to be to it. But what there might be potential for is the pit mine, these houses as well. So let's see if Hallis is quick to get on the case here against Recon. All right, well, we'll take a look over on Recon's side and see exactly what he's up to. As we've got spearmen already making their way out across the map. Villager out here as well. Now, the question is, where does he look to outpost? Because I feel like you probably want to attack this position, but you don't want to outpost this position. Oh, actually, you got stone and gold in the front of the base. Oh, this is a really juicy spot. Yeah, you got to take this. I'd almost be tempted to say just drop it right here, right? Like, you just want it a little bit closer. But we do see scouts actually going for the outpost. Villager's going to get pulled as well. He's got double spearmen here. And once again, I'm seeing that little, like, it's so weird. When I move my mouse around it, I get that. Maybe my monitor is kind of busted at the moment. I think it's going to be the monitor. But it's very distracting for me. Anyway, for the most part, this outpost looks like it might need to be cancelled here. You can see it's barely alive right now. He's trying his best, and I think did it go down right there? I think it might have gone down. It did indeed go down. So he manages to actually take out the outpost. Wow. Okay. All right. I didn't know that you could do that, but it seems like you can. So it's, for the moment, Recon just going to instead turn his attention towards the pit mine, but we see a beautiful defense coming in for Hallis early on in this game. He's got plenty of villagers back here, and a Donzo coming out as well, so Hallis looking to invest heavily in the Dark Age at this point. Throws off the Javelin. Javelin hits the villager. Donzo trades very effectively against these spearmen because it's got that extra 1 armor, so it means it's going to be taking a lot less damage against these spears. Gets a nice little attack in over here as well. One of these guys still had 12 damage on it. You got to watch out for him. But the Khan is in, and I'm trying to look on my second screen as to whether I can see the like the burning, the look of the burning over here. To me, it looks like a Dark Templar is over here. I'm trying to see it. I don't see it. I don't actually see it. Oh god, no, I see it. Okay. I'm sure for all you 4K viewers on YouTube, you'll be able to see this a little bit easier. Donzo managing to take out the early villager though, and that's all he wants. You take out the villager, that's it. It's so easy from here. Outpost gets cancelled. Does he look to pull more villagers though? Doesn't look to pull more villagers. So just going to instead be sieging down the pit mine. And from here, like, it's so easy. It's so easy for Hallis on the defensive here. Because he's just going to be able to use that ranged attack that he's got for the Donzos. And we see the next Donzo coming out. Rest of it going to be on cooldown. And he now throws off towards the Khan. You don't want to be hitting the Khan, though. You really want to be hitting the spearman. Needs to pull a villager out. I'd love to see a villager get pulled out here. Opts for the Mansa Quarry. So interesting choice from him. But I guess this is pretty stock standard. And we do see Silver Tree on the other side of the map. Mongol trade is taking over, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening once again. And of course, we see it from the infamous Recon. He took a game off the Mister in Age of Empires 4 at the Red Bull Wallalol, going for this trade strategy. Let's see exactly how successful he is today, going up against Hallis, and whether Hallis is going to be able to stop it. But we do see he's done a pretty decent job of dealing with the Donzos. Pit mine still slowly being repaired here. We do see another Donzo getting thrown into the queue. Keep in mind, Donzo quite expensive on the wood, so he's going to need a lot of villagers out there on that wood. But for the most part, at this point, Hallis has done a decent job. He hasn't, the outpost never got secured. He took out a villager. His trades were relatively efficient here up against his opponent. So overall, I would rate the Hallis defense 10 out of 10. I think he's done a wonderful job. He did pull vills early as well, managed to take out the like really just a solid defense. I would almost say, like, if you are a new player struggling early on against the Mongols, we'll go back and watch this, see exactly what Hallis did. It was played perfectly. Now, obviously, he's got the Donzo, which makes it a little bit easier for him, but by the same token, you can probably do that with most civilizations. All right. Well, let's have a look and see exactly where Recon looks to go. Is he going to go into Mangadai? Is he going to be going into Archers? That is the big question here. We do see already the Silver Tree moving into prime position now, heading across the map, and unfortunately got a bit of an awkward spot for these trade posts. They're out a little bit far, but he could think about trading down this way. I think he's got to trade across map, right? It's the only way you can do it. When does he look to trade? I think that's going to be another big question. You know, when it comes to trading, I think a big part of trading is timing, as well as just being a good trader, like knowing just when to go to it and how to protect it and how to keep it hidden. And I don't know whether Hallis has actually spotted this one out, because I'm pretty confident that it was on the move before the scout came in. You can see him moving around. It should be the indicator that the villagers don't have the Yam network buff. That should be the indicator that, hey, there is something up. And it seems like a very small read or a very small tell that you could, that you would be able to tell that. But Hallis going to now add in more houses to the pit mine. So looking to really take advantage here. And we do see he is on gold. So the question is, what direction does he look to go? And it's going to be also picking up double broadaxe as well. Actually, there's the double broadaxe. So picking up double broadaxe. So really going heavy on the economic side of things here. And I do like this about the Malians, that you can go quite heavy on the one base side, get a lot of upgrades in as well. And I think that's probably one of the most underplayed ways for the Malians. You know, we did see them go for 2 TCs a lot, like 2 TC fast castle. Like, just give me one base, give me a whole bunch of upgrades, and give me like a really nice timing push. I reckon that could be quite strong with the Malians. More villagers moving out, looking to place down another production facility. It's going to be a stable that goes down here. Archer numbers looking pretty healthy though for Recon. Take a look over on his side of the map and see whether we've got that trade coming out. And instead of going for that full map trade, you know, that I would expect to see like trade in the corner, and then he's looking to trade out here. Just going to be playing it a little bit more defensive. So we can see slowly got those traders trickling out. Mongol trade once again. Very, very strong. It's one of those things where if your enemy starts trading, you need to shut it down. You need to. Need with capital N-E-E-D, underlined, bolded. Don't put italics on it. That doesn't give it more emphasis. Just bold is enough. But it is one of those things where you need to shut down that trade. Traders making their way across the map. I would suspect at this angle, at this distance, I'm going to guess he's going to be pulling in 106 gold. That's what I'm going to go with. Oh my god. I can smell something. My wife's cooking it up right now. It's not bacon. It's garlic. Oh, I forgot to send her a message. Oh no. Okay, what is it? I said 106. It's 99. I'm not bad. I'm 7 gold off. I'll take that trade. Seems pretty good. If I'm within the 10% ban, that's not too bad on my estimates here. But still a pretty decent trade here for Recon. And remember, when it starts off early on with these trades, you're gonna be a-okay. Once you move to the late game though, you can always move this bad boy into the corner. Makes it nice and easy for you. But I think you'd have trouble with this wolf here. It's a very unfortunately spawned wolf. But now Donzo's looking to try and chase away the horsemen. Beautiful micro coming in. Archers looking to try and take out the javelin throwers. And the numbers here for Hallis looking solid. I'm liking the opening coming out of Hallis right now. And it's looking, you know, almost like exactly what I was talking about. You know, he's gone one base. He's just, all of his gold production is coming in through from the pit mine. And it seems like he's going Javelin Thrower Donzo, which is a really good combination in the Feudal Age. One of the best combinations, arguably, that they've got, especially on low numbers. When you can start trading out these Javelins against Archers, it feels really, really good. Let's have a look and see. Lumber Preservation. He's picking up wheelbarrow. No horticulture just yet, but he has moved out over onto the huntable deer. I'd love to see him pick up, at the very least, survival techniques. I think it would make a lot of sense here. But I don't think Hallis has realized that trade is happening yet. I don't think he knows. And I think that's part of the positioning that Recon's gone for. So I think that in the event that he goes out here, right, let's just say hypothetically he puts it down, the traders come in. I think they move. I think they move around this. I mean, it's a bit of a gamble. Which way do they go? But I think they might actually come out this side, and that could be really bad. So maybe you want to go for like right here. I wish you could get an idea of the route that your traders would take, so that you'd be able to kind of like math it out. Or see like the trade route like on the ground. Like you see how these traders, or you see on the minimap how, oh, we're on the wrong perspective. There we go. So you can see how the traders have got this line. Like I'd love to see that same, oh, you can kind of see it actually. Yeah, you can, you know what? That's probably good enough, isn't it? Because they're always going to follow this line. Sometimes they get pretty far away from this line though. You can see it's I reckon, you know, you're two tiles away from them deciding to go around this way. That's it's the classic Age of Empires 4 AI. All right. Well, the Donzos, the javelin throwers, continue to mass up at the moment for Hallis. I'm loving his position. Honestly, I feel like this is how you play the Malians. And we haven't seen a lot of this strategy. You know, we talk about the power of the Malians, the fact that we were seeing a lot of 2 bases coming out from them, the fact that we were seeing a lot of fast castles coming out, but I think this has got to be the way. We see here cows behind this as well coming out. So is he thinking about, oh my God, he's doing it. A little bit of an awkward position there, though, on the cow, though. He's going to have to walk quite far. He does have wheelbarrow coming through. No horticulture just yet. I'd love to see him pick up those extra upgrades. Look, he's got 200 gold in the bank. Does have +1 ranged armor. No upgrades coming through for Recon, our Mongol player, just yet. But this is where it starts to get a little bit worrisome because he's getting close to that trade, and he does actually spot the trader out. No, we do get confirmation on that. I don't know whether it's going to register, though, because as soon as he sees that trader, that should mean that you've got a new target, right? Your new target is not to force the issue over here. Your new target is over here. It is somewhere over here, somewhere here, somewhere here. Go send your scout out, go find that landmark, and go and force those traders away from where they should be. 14 traders now for Recon. Really starting to pull ahead on that economic count. But gets a good little shot there, and now he's spotted out the traders. He's got 100% confirmation there. He needs to make a move, but he still focuses on the front. He wants to, he really doesn't, he's absolutely okay with just camping up this position on the front. He's going to start to siege down the blacksmith. He knows that upgrades are going to be coming through on this shortly. The numbers here looking pretty good for Recon. Hallis going to have to fall back for now. Still more units coming through, and we do hear that movement speed arrow going to get thrown off. Scout going to go down, and Hallis going to have to fall back away from this position. Not confident with the numbers that he's got. Upgrades are coming through. +1 range attack. Going to be affecting those javelin throws. Going to be affecting the, I think it also affects the javelin from the hardened Donzos. Outpost now coming up as well, looking to try and protect the trade line. Recon getting out to a very solid lead here. The consequence of making assumptions on what your enemy is doing. Thinking that, oh, he's just going yam network. He's a Mongol player. No. That's me waving my finger right now in front of my face saying, no. Khan gets one shot. Sit down, mate. This is not your standard Mongol player, my friends. This is a different breed. This is a trader. A Mongol trader. But Hallis now going to be aging up. Fruma Garrison, Grand Fulani Corral. It's going to be the Grand Fulani Corral. He's decided to drop it down at the back. Great spot here, honestly. So I've talked about this before, and this was my suspicion. Grand Fulani Corral needs to be going down in the back of bases. Because if your enemy manages to break through and finds your cattle ranches, these things are very weak. Only 500 health. And if they get your cows all exposed, it means that what's going to happen is they're going to murder your cows. And now you're going to have to eat your cows before you can actually put down more cattle ranches. So it's really painful. You just want to avoid it happening. So the further away from the battle you can put your Grand Fulani Corral, the better. I wouldn't even be surprised if he looks to like just wall these in just to make it nice and safe, because it is it's very frustrating if you lose these cows. It's basically a good game if you lose them. All right, well, Step It Out now coming through for Recon, which is kind of weird. I really don't like this choice. And just to explain why I don't like the choice, the synergy just isn't there. So if we have a look at Recon, let me see if I can do it. There we go. So you've got the option number 1, which is Step It Out, which gives you extra gold when it's dropped off by villagers. But why do you need extra gold when you've got this many traders? He's got 0 villagers on gold. So what are you going to get through the Step It Out? Whereas the Kurultai heals nearby units within its aura by +1 every 1 second, and it activates an additional 25% damage to all units when the Khan comes within range. So that's where I would say, hey, maybe don't, like, I think the big thing is that a lot of players, they have a, what's the word? It's a bit of a bias, right? Like, you go the step route every game. Well, maybe you should think, why do we go the step route? It's for gold. Well, here you don't need gold. You got 1,100 gold a minute coming in from your traders. You don't need gold. But you know what else you don't need? You don't need to waste your units right now. Wait for your upgrades. You can see we've got upgrades coming through on both sides here. Neither player looking to hold on. Actually, we've got veterancy coming through from Hallis already. I do take that back. He's also looking to pick up, what do we got here? Veteran Sofa coming in. So Javelin Throwers getting the upgrades first. Good timing there by Hallis. Looking to pick that fight nice and early, but the numbers here, not the best for Hallis. Down about 30 economic population. And Recon just doing a great job of finding a perfect window to continue adding in more and more units while still aging up. Beautiful surround coming in, and Hallis going to get cleaned up from behind here. Donzos need to make their way to the back. Javelin Throwers moving to the front. Numbers not looking terrible. We don't see anything coming out or streaming across the map at the moment for Hallis. He is going into Sofa, though. So I think we might have the transition now. So my argument is that you want to be running Sofa with Archer. I think that this is the best combination once you reach the feudal age. So it feels like to me, he's thrown away this army almost intentionally because it gets harder to micro once you start adding in Sofa and Veteran Archer. Let's see if he goes into that, though, because there's always different options he can look to play. But I think overall, playing as the Malians, your strength in the feudal age is largely Donzos and Javelin Throwers. Once you reach into the castle age, the Sofa is so strong because of imported armor. And that's the upgrade we see coming in now. That extra 2 armor coming in, it is only affecting the Sofas. So I would be saying this is definitely the right choice, but I want to see him also, instead of going into Javelin Throwers, going to Archers. I think it pairs up beautifully with this, but we do see him moving towards the north side of the map here. Still yet to uncover absolutely all of it. Yam Network also going to be coming through for Recon. Still sitting on about 1,000 gold a minute. Plenty more upgrades coming through. No archers out just yet, so no real indication of what direction we see Hallis going at this point. Just going to be full Sofa. He could just go full Sofa, but obviously Spearman going to be very effective against that. So you probably don't, you never go full Sofa. Now going to be able to find a couple of traders. Plenty of traders back here. In fact, how many have we got? We got 30 traders out here for Recon. Make that one less. We're down to 29. We're down to 28. We're going to be down to 27, 26 very shortly. Recon needs to get up here. Horsemen going to be effective to deal with this. They are faster than the Sofa, but keep in mind the Sofa does very effectively at killing these enemy traders. Now, one of the things to note is he's killing the empty traders. You ideally want to be killing the traders that are coming back. Makes it much easier because you're denying gold from your enemy, and that's an immediate deny as well. So it feels much better to be doing. But it looks like the Sofa going to get caught out of position a little bit here. It's going for mass Sofa. Quite literally only Sofa back here in the base. So still pumping out Sofa. And you can see that we're having a difficult time. Recon's having a difficult time cleaning this up. Sure, he's got the Yam Network buffing up these horsemen up to 2.16 movement speed. But at the same time, the Sofa very strong with that imported armor. Diving underneath the town center. Looking to try and still cause damage. I can't help but feel like Hallis is on a timer, though. The villager count for Hallis, 25 behind where it is of Recon. He's going to send through the next army. And I love the way that he's actually pulling away the army of Recon into the back corner. Everything is coming up here. And when you take a look at Recon's perspective, where is the rest of his army? Because that's a whole bunch of army that we've got selected there. There's nothing up here protecting. There's outposts, sure. There's outposts, but where's the rest of the army? It's all on the front side here. And so now he spots the villager out here. And we'll continue moving across. You can see the outposts are coming up. Recon doing a decent job here. Ideally, are there sprinkled emplacements on these? No, they're not sprinkled emplacements. They're only archer emplacements, or what are they called? Arrow slit emplacements. That is a feels bad moment. You really want sprinkled emplacements on these. That's what's going to help you out so much against this. But it looks like, unfortunately, he's going to run into a bunch of crossbows here. He's trying his luck against it, but Hallis, unfortunately, gets caught out of position. So just finding that single villager. Ideally, what you would have loved to have seen is just he peels off one Sofa, kills the villager, and then continues on towards the trade line. But still 29 traders at the moment for Recon. Economy very, very potent. 1,100 gold a minute still coming through for him. Comparing the numbers between these two, you can see Recon at the moment sitting at about, about 3,400 resources per minute against Hallis, who's at about 600, 1,200, 2,500. So a big economic difference between these two players, as you would expect when there's 29 economic unit difference. More Sofas now coming through. They're going to be repelled. Crossbow numbers starting to build up on the backside as well. And just going to be going for Donzos here. So not even moving into archers. Going to be dropping a defensive keep. A lot of villagers on this, so no doubt this one will be getting up. Donzo's firing off towards the horsemen. And it looks like the Mongol player going to be moving in. Let's get a cinematic mode right now because this could be it. Recon. There's plenty of villagers underneath this keep. The keep going to get up, though. No doubt that keep is going to get up. And now that on the Sofa on the top side, having a pretty effective time here. You can see he's focusing down all of the crossbows. That is his target here. So Hallis knows exactly what he's doing. Manages to hold on this position. Beautiful timing there on that keep. But at the same time, sure, you get the keep up. Yeah, all right. You managed to hold on a little bit longer, but your enemy is still trading. And you haven't really had the opportunity to shut it down yet. So I'd love to see more raids, more attempts coming through. Maybe even just like, I don't even know. Is it possible to keep drop the silver tree? But even then, you drop a keep over here. He just moves it, right? Picks it up, maybe takes it somewhere else. Maybe runs it down to this corner. I don't know. You know what these Mongol players are like. They're crazy. You can never keep track of these. Look, he just keeps adding more traders in. It's ludicrous how many resources he's pulling in here. Now, where's the step redoubt? Let's go find the step redoubt. I want to know, where is the step redoubt? Huge value right now from the step redoubt. 3 villagers here on the step redoubt. Beautiful. You know what? He's probably losing more by putting the step redoubt here because he's blocking all of these traders and making their trading route less efficient. So, I mean, we talk about the efficiencies of the step redoubt. Let's talk about the inefficiencies of the step redoubt. Get out of there. Get out of there, you fat damn gur. All right. Well, up towards the north side, another raid going to be coming in. Lumber preservation also now coming in for recon. So he's looking to pick up more and more economic upgrades. Sprinkled in placement. That's what's really going to be defending this. And a little bit of a waste here. Hallis just deciding I'm going to take out the outpost. Why though? Why not hit all these? Counterattack on the south side. Villagers just hanging out for the moment, unfortunately. Throwing in the towel nice and early. Lancers doing a decent job of cleaning up the rest of the Sofa up here on the north side. He's looking to try and focus down the traders. Trade number's still at 32. And this is the consequence of finding those traders so late. That, yeah, sure, you take down 1 trader, you take down 2 traders, you take down 10 traders. But your enemy is still trading with 20 traders. And you haven't shut down those 20 traders. And so this is why it gets so hard. This is why it's really important to kill the trade before it can even really begin. And why Hallis is on the back foot at this point in the game. Resource difference at the moment, looking at about 2,600 here for Hallis compared over, oh god, it's terrible. It's already about 4,200. So recon with the Mongol trade really demonstrating how to play the Mongols here on a map like this. And even when it's not, it's not a perfect map for trade, it's still so efficient. But now the crossbows on the backside, looking to defend. He also gets a couple of these Musafati warriors in, looking to try and help out. But the numbers here, looking pretty damn good for recon. You can see that Hallis is quickly losing units. The arrow that comes in, but now also from the north side, Sofa going to be coming in, getting the decent charge off. He's looking to try and damage the Khan, but still the numbers here looking so good for recon, and behind this, his economy is a powerhouse. The Khan does go down, but at what cost? And good game gets called. Hallis going to be tapping out in this game. Very well played to him. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. Just a lack of discovery on that silver tree means that the Mongols are very potent, very strong in this game. We'll have a look at the economic count right there. Get a bit of an idea of how far recon was pulling ahead. Look at that. Ahead for the majority of the game. Just because of that. Military count. Nice little exchanges. But I think the big thing for Hallis was just because he wasn't able to really discover the trade, it just hurt him in the long run because it just went untouched for so damn long. Having a look at the stats now. Military. Recon. Ahead. Fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, I think Recon streams. I'm not 100% sure. Twitch chat, do you guys know if Recon streams? I don't actually. I think he does, but actually, I was talking about this with him at Red Bull. He said, the only time I stream is when Mister is bored and he messages me and says, hey, can you stream? And then I stream. I'll try and find Recon stream. I'll leave a link in the description, but I can't guarantee he'll be live. I can't at all. Anyways, thank you for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one.